think about, tear the wrapping paper off and open the package, right? So I'm going to give you a quick kind of some tips on how to do that real simple. Some of you have wrapped presents before, I know some of you haven't. And I know some of the guys are thinking, well, I'll never do this, I'll never wrap a present in my life. You might find out that you get to do that sometime, and you want to make it special. So that's what we're here to do today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, here's what I would say. It doesn't really matter what you wrap a present in, what kind of paper, or it could be some really nice. And by the way, with different kinds of paper, there's lots of different styles and lots of different values of paper. Some is really cheap, some is really expensive. So when you go to the store, you always go pick up some wrapping paper, you might look at it. Some of it's $1 a roll, some of it's $10 or $15 a roll. You're like, what's the difference? It depends on what the paper's made out of, how thick it is, or how nice the decoration is. Some of it has a metal or kind of a foil look to it. You're going to find the expensive stuff sometimes not the best stuff. Sometimes it's hard to wrap, and it's not as easy to look. So you could even use newspaper or brown paper or whatever. You can make it look good if you just take a little time to make the package, the wrapping all match and look really nice. So here's what I've got. I've got a present. Okay, kind of medium to small size box. You can do this. The same process works for any size that you have. The only time where you have problems is when you got great big stuff that won't fit in a wrapping paper. And if that's the case, you got to kind of be creative. That's when a gift bag or some of the big bags may just be the best thing. It doesn't look as good, but it's maybe an easier way to do it. So I've got some paper, I've got a box, I've got my scissors and tape. That's really all I need. I don't have any ribbon today, but we could go a step further and show you how to do it. So here's the paper, here's the box.
Yeah.
I want to find, you don't want to be wasteful. At least if you're cheap like me, I'm cheap. Okay? So I don't want to buy a roll of paper for every box I've got. That's just ridiculous. I mean, I want to use it as small as I can because I'm cheap. All right, so find some paper and try to find a box. You want to try to use that, what you can get. So I've got a piece of paper here that's already been cut, okay? I don't have to cut it anymore. And I'm going to look at that paper and see if I can fit the box one way or the other. Everyone just kind of puts it in the middle and starts going, well, if I do this, if I put that box right there and start wrapping, I've got a lot of excess leftover paper that I might could use for something else. Because I may need some small stuff or some small packages. So instead of doing that, take your box and kind of look and see what's the best way to fit. So if I've got to have enough to go all the way around the box. If I don't do that, I'm going to have a gap, and you don't want that. So nothing says that I can't turn that box and roll it over and see if it's going to fit on the paper. So like with this one, it'll fit going lengthwise, and I could actually do it this way and make it go this way. So either way, it's going to work with this paper. But if I'm looking to save as much as I can, I think I'm going to look here and see that I can go this way with this paper and cover all the way and have some excess, so I'm going to trim some of that off. So what you need is about enough to go a little more than halfway up the sides of the box. So if I take that paper and go almost 3/4 of the way, then I can come back on the same side. Now a lot of paper today, on the back of it has grid lines, makes it really easy to cut a straight line. Because one of the things I failed in kindergarten was cutting straight lines. Y'all probably didn't have any trouble with that, but if you have that paper that has the grid lines, it's a whole lot easier. If not, just eyeball it. It doesn't. You can make. I'll show you how to make it work, even if you don't get it straight here in a little bit. So if you take and cut that paper, I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm just gonna get rid of that because I don't need it for right now. Say that. See, I can get maybe 3 more packages out of that little piece of paper there. I don't have to go buy any more. That saved me $5, $6. That's I'm not gonna bring it. So, all right. So now here I go. I've got the paper. Now the other thing you want to look at is the design of the paper. All papers have, if it's a solid color, it's real easy. If it's got a stripe or there's a pattern on it, like this one kind of has a Christmas tree pattern with some foxes on it. I'm not real sure what that represents, but we want to match the pattern up and make it. You don't want it to not match. Things that kind of are off center or crooked or whatever don't look good. So make sure it matches up. So I'm going to take this box, put it right in the middle. I usually take the top part of the box and I'll put it down to where it's going to be in the middle of the paper. I want the seams to be on the bottom of the box. Doesn't really matter if it's clothing or whatever. There are some things that may want to be, you may need to have upright, so just kind of keep that in mind as you do that, okay? So I'm going to lay it there in the middle, and I'm going to take my paper, and before I do anything with tape or anything, I'm just going to kind of make sure it's going to look, match, and look good, okay? Now with pictures on it, sometimes you can't get it to match up perfect. That's okay. But see how this one here has got this Christmas tree here that's cut off. If I was doing this for the store, I'm probably not going to want that. So I'm just going to take and fold this paper over. And this does two things. If I had to cut this and got my line crooked, when I fold it and put a seam in there, now I've got a good straight line. So that when I put the paper up, the other thing is I'm taking that line of trees off. So even though it doesn't match up exactly with the boxes, it's not half a tree. So it just looks a little straighter there, okay? So, two different ways of thinking on this. I try to use as little tape as possible. No one likes to get a present with just tons and tons of tape, and it's hard to open. No one, I mean, you shouldn't have to use a box knife to open a present. Okay, no one needs to have that. So try to use as little as possible. Get your middle of the seam, middle of the package. Try to get your line of your paper line as much as possible. Use a little piece of tape. Will help you get it straight. You don't have to do that, but it makes it a little easier. So when I do that, then I can take this box, and as I got it wrapped around, I can push the box forward and get my paper nice and tight. That's the other thing you'll notice when you pick up a present that's wrapped poorly, is it's real loose, and the box kind of moves inside of that. That just doesn't look good, okay? We wouldn't ever sell that at the store if we had it. So take that box, push it forward, you can hold on the paper, kind of push it along this, kind of push it tight. Then we'll take that second part and wrap it up and try to get it nice and tight without tearing the paper. And after I do that, take a piece of tape and just put one piece of tape, it's all you need, right in the middle, right across the seam. The smaller tape, the best, okay? So now I've got most of the package is already wrapped, but that's not the tricky part, right? You've wrapped packages before, what's the hardest part? The ends. The ends are always the hardest. So here's what we're going to do on this, okay? And I'm going to show you to finish this thing off, make it look good later, okay? The end here has got a seam in it, and it's got, so how do you make that thing look good? Well, the best way that I've found to make it look good is if you'll just hold the box down, just take your fingers and come over to the end of the package, and if you'll just push that end in to the middle there, that kind of gives you an idea. See what I'm doing here? I'm just pushing the end in to the middle of the package, okay? When you do that, then if you can just kind of push down until you pull that paper up to where it's going to be nice and tight, and if you get there, then you can crease that up into a triangle, okay? See what I did? I just creased it as a triangle, okay? Nice and tight. If I do that on that side, then come back on this side, you can do one or the other, doesn't matter, and push it tight, crease it out. Now I've got two triangles made on the bottom, okay? When I wrap that up, that should now stop. Flip it over, do the same thing on that other side. The only problem you might have on this one's the seam there. That's okay, just wrap the seam up in it, and if you need to, you can trim it off. That's no big deal, okay? Push the end tight. If you get it nice and tight like that, then when you go to tuck the corners, you'll have a nice straight line, okay? So from there, I'm gonna take, this is where the tricky part comes. I've got two triangles. I'm gonna fold the one with the seam in it up. I wanna do it first, because I want it on the bottom, okay? Then I'm gonna fold the other one down, just like this. Now, if I did that and take it right there, and I can crease out my corners, make it good, I've got too much paper. So my paper is a little big. So the best way to fix that is flip it over. And I do this on all my packages to make a good straight line. Come in here and, right there we can see it. Come in and just fold the paper back to where it's going to be about halfway up the package. And just crease it over, like that. Get a good straight line, okay? So now when I tuck this in and pull this over, I've got a real straight line on the other package. Okay, it's about halfway up, so it doesn't look like it's overlapped. It doesn't look like I have a bunch of excess paper. One little piece of tape doesn't require a whole lot. put it right there. Now I've got that. This paper is a little thinner paper, it doesn't want to crease as well, I can come in here and just crease it out with my fingers, smooth it out, without having to rip it, make it look like it did real well. Okay? So that's the first side. Second side, the exact same thing. Come in here, push it in, crease it out of the triangle. On this side, crease it out of the triangle, flip it over. Go in here. Same way here. If you get, like in the store, you get to where you can wrap a package in about 30 seconds. That's about all it took. Fold that down. Fold this side over, make me a straight line about halfway up the package. Nice it on the unit because it works real good. Crease it down. So I've used 3 pieces of tape. The package is completely wrapped. Okay? Now, to finish it off, make it look good, remember what I said, I'm going to come back here to the corners, and I'm going to smooth those corners out and make them look good. And here's one thing I think that works. This is just something I learned myself. No one taught me this, but on a box is square, and it's got corners. It's not round. So if you wrap paper around it, sometimes those corners look kind of, it's not a box shape anymore. So if you'll go back and just crease the corner, you just take your fingers and just crease the corners, and crease down it, it makes it look square again. That makes it look like a really nice package. So do that on ends too. Makes it look good. Now, some of the teachers here will tell you I'm a little different because my Christmas tree at home all matches. I don't have a bunch of different stuff on it, and then my packages all match as well. And that's the only thing I've got. Only peculiar thing about me is that all my packages match. No, they don't. They put them all kinds of different ways. It's awesome. It's awesome. Martha Stewart would love my tree. My tree all matches, and all the packages are all the same color. I'm going to use 2 different types of paper. They're all going to match and look nice. Okay. So, okay. Questions? Now, we don't have ribbon, but if you had some ribbon or some twine or some string, you can do this. Now, here's the one thing I would say the hardest part about wrapping. Look, this is fine. Okay, this looks good. If you had a bow on it, bows are really hard. We made our own bows at the store. That was really hard. So I would just recommend buying a package of bows, or just if you use some ribbon, if you use some thinner ribbon, you can bring it around, you can double it up, bring it around and tie a bow in it. Then if you'll just take your scissors and open them up, and you'll take the end of the ribbon that's hanging off, and you'll just kind of put it between your thumb and finger, and pull like this, it curls. And that makes it look a lot nicer. So all those little things. Now, if you use wide ribbon, and you're going to put it around there, cut the wide ribbon at an angle at the end, don't get it square. Make it look pointed. Right. Ready to try?